So I'm usually a pretty big wuss when it comes to horror movies, but I know there's a lot of great films out there, so I'm trying to be brave and branch out and watch some of them. So today I'm watching the 1984 film Firestarter. I know it's based off a Stephen King novel. I've seen a few of his other adaptations, so you can check out those reaction videos on my channel as well. I believe it stars a young Drew Barrymore. I know she was a child actor, so I'm very curious to see if that is accurate. I'm guessing it will be a literal title about someone who starts fires. That's my only real prediction. I know there is a remake that is out now, which I haven't seen. I always try and watch the original first if I can, so I wanted to watch this before I see the new version. I love 80s movies, and I've really enjoyed the Stephen King adaptations that I've seen so far, so I'm very excited to finally watch this. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And if you have any other suggestions for movies or TV shows I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Yes, okay, good. I know she was in E.T., and yeah, I think that's the only other film I've seen her in as a child actor. Oh, Heather Locklear? Okay. Tangerine Dream. Great name. I definitely need to catch up on Stephen King books. I haven't read any of his books, I don't think. Yeah, based on the novel. So yeah, comment below, is this true to the book? Does it take big, creative leaps, anything like that? I haven't read it.
He can make you do what he wants. Got it. See him, he just got lost.
He can make you do what he wants with his eye contact? What?
Understand me? Sure. Hey, mister.
Oh, these mind control powers are crazy. A $500 bill. Turns a 1 into 5. That would come in handy. Yeah, somebody's obviously after them, and they're trying to get out of town as fast as possible.
That neither you nor we know who has received the clear dose and who has not.
Oh, God. Oh, that's such a, have this high angle shot of him and the audio distorted.
Thank you. A nice compliment.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. What?
Fire.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
No. She can read his thoughts? Oh, shoot. I don't think that's distilled water. Something's going on, man. Oh, God. Oh, my God. He's pulled out his own eyes? Oh, my God. I know a lot of Stephen King novels and adaptations take place in Maine. Comment below, does this also take place there?
That's right. Lesser and greater evil.
Big Bad is what he did to Mommy.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I made Mommy scream.
Did she kill her own mom? Oh, God.
Gotta keep lookout.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very worried as to what she said when she said she made Mommy scream. And I don't see her mom here, so... Oh, God. Just a bunch of quarters. And we've seen, child actors and little kids being featured in Stephen King movies, like Silver Bullet and It, featured heavily on child actors. And I love Drew Barrymore. I'm very excited to see her in this.
I swear to God, you're the only one. I've never slept with anyone else.
That's not what my buddy Al.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The wind machine. Oh, no. Oh! His boots just started on fire. Oh, just scooped her up. Oh, my God. Is she the fire starter? He's like, I run away, my feet are on fire. Stop, drop, and roll.
You just gotta wait a little bit. Charlie, you might have set that man's face on fire, his hair.
That would have been worse. Yeah, she definitely doesn't seem to be in control of her powers.
It wasn't you that really hurt Mommy. It wasn't you that...
They killed her.
Oh, God, that's what I was terrified of. She did it. She killed her own mom. That's so dark.
Keep as far over to the side of the road as you can, okay?
I'm guessing she got into like an argument or something with her mom, lost her temper, and that's horrifying.
Pull it back, Charlie. Pull it back, Charlie.
Yeah, they obviously know she has these powers. They're trying to help her control them, but not going well. There's a lot of burnt toast, I imagine.
I want to do it again.
I said no.
Again! Now!
Oh, God, good thing she's wearing oven mitts. Oh, my God. Oh, no, I see stuff under the cupboard or the closet. Oh, no, 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 no.
Please don't be here. Please don't.
Oh, my God. What? Oh my God. Terrifying. Bunch of men just loading her into a van. What? What?
You're blind.
Whoa!
You too, you son of a bitch. You killed my wife. You're blind.
Oh, I thought, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so Charlie didn't actually kill her own mom. She feels guilty about it, but it wasn't actually her own fault. Yeah, and it's interesting having the dad have abilities and the mom have abilities as well, and that they can, obviously from those experiments, but it's not just Charlie.
Oh, and Rainbird is in your office
When did you get back?
this morning.
I feel like Martin Sheen was also in another Stephen King adaptation of The Dead Zone.
At Andrew McGee, when this child was an infant, the bottle is laid, the baby cries.
That would have been saying all these tiny little fires.
Becomes adolescent, and that sleeping gland wakes and becomes for 20 months the most powerful force in the human body.
They're worried she's going to be this out-of-control teenager setting fires.
Is capable of creating a nuclear explosion simply by the power of her will.
That'd be quite the strength.
Someday, to crack the very planet in two like a china plate in a shooting gallery.
That seems a bit extreme, but they're definitely afraid of anybody with powers and are going after them.
Don't force me to go above your head, because I swear to you I will if I have to. I'll have you and this entire establishment eliminated.
Yeah, they want to exploit these powers, obviously, for their own self-gain. And they're like, well, if we can use them on our side, then it's not so bad. It's just when it's coming against us.
Yeah, it's really the Department of Scientific Intelligence, DSI.
Is that real? Does that exist?
If I do something bad, will you still love me?
Oh, my heart.
Charlie.
Yeah, just like this conflict of her wanting to protect her family, but also not wanting to hurt other people except for the bad guys, and even her dad, taking the money. He's like, we shouldn't steal, but we have to. Like,
Two folks are wanted for questioning, nothing more.
I don't care if they're wanted for assassinating the president.
I like this guy.
Honest to gosh. There's nothing going on here except...
We know what's going on.
Yeah, we can read your mind. We know you're lying. The chicken's water is boiling.
Don't you understand what she's doing? Can't you feel it?
She's gonna cook them all alive, and just like the subtle notion of her hair moving, and that's what's happening. Oh, you can see the wave from the heat. Oh no! Oh God! Charlie's gonna let loose. Oh my God, man on fire times 20. The little fist so clenched. Oh no! Yeah, once she starts going, it seems like there's no going back. She can't turn it off, she can't control it. It just gets bigger and bigger. So many explosions.
Charlie.
It's definitely living up to his name of Firestarter. Oh my god, I just karate chopped him right in the nose. Oh my god, that was horrifying.
So you can do all your tests on the condition that you give her to me for disposal.
Oh god, why does he want that?
Certain provisions that should I disappear, the shop will cease to exist within 6 weeks.
I feel like you'd have to have such precautions in this line of work.
No, it's just the beginning. We're going to be friends, Captain.
We haven't got her yet.
We'll have her.
I'm terrified of what this guy has planned. Terrified.
Get inside her is the power of the gods. We're going to be close, she and I.
I feel like that was bad phrasing. Oh my god. Are the letters gonna actually make it though? Is anybody gonna believe them when they get the letters? Of course not. These two are staging a fake car breakdown.
I think we got a dead battery. I was hoping maybe you'd give us a jump or something.
Well, let's take a look at it. It might not be a battery.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Yep, and see you later. Oh, all for the mail. Killed for the mail. Oh my gosh. It's definitely been a slow burn. Ha ha! Fire joke. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm very curious to see where it's gonna go. And I find in Stephen King films, the characters are usually so well developed because they're based on, you know, books. So there's all this backstory and... If only he had the internet, he could have just emailed them and not have to worry about the postal service.
Never gonna start another fire in my life. Even if they come before we can get away.
Oh.
I can understand that. Okay. Jump.
Drew Barrymore's performance has been really good, especially a lot of like crying and emotional and being upset and like all of those things. And child actors could like make or break it for sure, especially since she is our main character. But yeah, I'm really enjoying her performance. Wouldn't she be able to sense it? She sensed every time there's been danger before. Oh my god, right in the neck! Oh my god! This guy's the worst. Frick, now they're both out! Oh my gosh. Just in case she wakes up. Oh my gosh, they look like Martians. They're like astronauts. Fire protective suits.
Let's get acquainted. Good hell.
Can't he just mind control them, or is he still... He doesn't seem to be sedated anymore. Fake windows. What? Oh god! They know!
I'm Dr. Pynchot. I'm going to make sure you're treated well here.
How kind of you after you're being kidnapped.
Liar!
No, what kind of talk is that from a nice little girl like you?
Go to hell!
She's like, I'm not that nice.
You're tired and you're not quite sure where you are or why you're here, so I just want to ease your mind, shall we? You mind if I call you Charlie?
What are you gonna ease her mind? Oh yeah, we kidnapped you, but we're also gonna exploit you for your powers and study you and, you know, do all these experiments on you, but that's cool with you, right?
And I'll tell you this, Charlie. You'd be doing this great country of ours a really big favor if you'd just cooperate with it.
Wow, just playing into, like, her patriotism.
Charlie, but, you and me are gonna be pals.
Never.
Yeah, thank you. That's never gonna happen.
Never say never.
Ah, you're the worst. Get out of here.
Lovely hair, so red, so beautiful.
That's what I have.
They're just giving her all these toys just to bribe her. What video game is she playing?
You go ahead with your game. I'll start in the bedroom.
He's like, don't mind me, I'm just casually coming in to vacuum. Oh my gosh. He's gonna make him drink ink. Ew.
You're gonna be crazy.
Oh, it's not working? Okay, yeah, they must have done something to him to take away his powers.
Bird's right, he's lost it, and time won't help. Increase his medication, I'll decide to do with him later.
Or the medication's affecting it? Yeah, something's going on for sure. He's hoping the eye patch will make him more, like, relatable and that she'll trust him more now that he looks like a pirate.
I could wear a mask or something, huh?
I've seen worse.
She's like, I've literally seen men on fire, so.
Kong.
Where's the Kong?
You mean to tell me? Oh.
Charlie's just so sweet, and he's obviously playing into being afraid, so, you know, she'll take pity on him.
Down to the same thing. Like a rat in a trap. You think...
Oh, no touching. Stop.
Lights back on pretty soon?
No.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're together.
Oh, she's just so sweet. Can she communicate telepathically with her dad?
Oh, my light! Hold on here.
No, 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 Charlie, don't fall for it. I know you're just a kid, but oh.
But I'm awful glad, too.
Yeah, well, you look like you could use a little rest.
That was such a fake yawn, but I don't care. She just misses her dad, and this guy's just being the worst and, like, befriending her, and...
Good night, kid.
This guy is such a creep! Oh my god. No, Charlie, it's not your dad. No!
While I do this, something might happen.
She's creepy but innocent at the same time, and they're like, okay, we'll believe you, small child who can start fires. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, she's a smart kid. Is she gonna do this just to see her dad?
Give me something hard.
She's like, I'd love for a challenge.
Back off, just back off. Back off!
Oh, now the tub's on fire. She's trying to control it, but...
Suppose he persuades her to destroy us all.
It's very possible. You are holding her against her will and using her for experiments.
Hell of a rush. You also left the door open. Your Firestarter just walked out.
They're like, we were just talking about this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they should only do this so she can see her dad. She knows they're trying to exploit her powers, obviously. And if they can't say that ruse every time, like, no one's gonna go after her because they know she can set them on fire.
Stronger. Yesterday, when I told it to back off, it did.
She's slowly getting more control over it.
Next time, there has to be more water.
It's just so hard to watch because you know these adults are just taking advantage of her and lying to her, and she's just believing them because she's a little kid, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll see your dad for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely bring him in. And like, how many times are they gonna do this? And like, eventually she'll figure it out that they're not actually gonna bring her dad, but still, it's just horrible. Setting a brick wall on fire. She's like, now I have a challenge. Oh, that's a cool shot of having the fire behind her as well with this wind-blown hair. She's like, I'm starting to get good at this. I can start to feel more powerful. Oh! See you later. She's like, that's what I think of your experiments. And how she needs the water to counterbalance it. If there's other flammable things, man, she's out of control.
You show us a little more.
If you don't let me see him now, I'll make something happen.
And she will. Yeah, and I believe that. He's like, let me just do a quick test of my powers here and change channels.
He will strike her across the bridge of the nose, breaking it explosively.
Oh my god, this guy's a monster.
You are crazy.
They're literally creating a monster and then holding that against her. Like, she doesn't want to start these fires and hurt people, but they're training her to do exactly that and then punishing her for it.
I could bite you.
What?
The snake you're holding.
Oh, he's back. He's back, yeah. Oh, he's like, when did I hold this snake?
Pilot, tell him you'll be coming along.
No, I won't be coming along.
And this like distortion noise reverb in the background every time he does his mind control.
Hi, baby.
I have to talk to you.
No. No. Don't tell him. He's also listening. No, Charlie. No. No.
It's better than that, baby. It's a miracle. I'll take you.
Oh, no, you'd get in trouble. I wouldn't do that to you. You're my...
She's so sweet. And he's a monster. He's a frickin' monster.
What's going on?
I asked if I could go riding at nighttime.
Oh.
Seems like a logical thing. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, they're like, whatever you want. No big deal.
See you later.
Riding an animal late at night? Yeah, that seems totally normal for a small child. Yeah, cool.
Go now.
I got the kid with me.
I said you can go now.
Yeah, bye. She's like, I wasn't really asking.
You will fry you.
She's the definition of you won't like me when I'm angry.
You're in a minute now.
I know. Hurry, cut him up now. Come to jail.
She's a smart kid, but still. Oh, man, don't do it. Don't do it. No, I don't want this to end horribly.
Charlie?
Daddy!
Oh, God, finally. I don't want this to be short-lived, but I feel like it will be.
That's John. He took care of my room.
No. He is with them.
She's like, just when I was learning to trust people again.
You lied to me.
No. I just mixed up the truth a little, Charlie.
Also known as lying.
Back up.
Wow! Oh, shoot. Oh! Oh! Oh, no.
Jump.
Oh! Oh my God! Right in the neck. Oh my God. Oh, no. Yes. A lot. Oh my God, Charlie! Now you gotta believe it!
So I can see your eyes.
She's like, and now I'm pissed.
I love you, Charlie.
No, you don't. That's a lie. Cue the wind machine. Whoa! She just blew up that bullet. Oh, bye, John. You were the worst. See you later. Oh my God.
Get away if you can, Charlie.
Oh.
And if you have to kill anybody that gets in your way, I want you to do it.
Oh my gosh. This feels like an X-Men origin story for Charlie. Oh.
You'll have to burn it all down, baby. Burn it all down.
Oh, no. Let the horses out at least, please.
Oh. I love you.
Oh, my heart. Oh. Oh no, this poor girl. Oh. And the fact that he's like given her permission to just let loose, basically he's like burn it all down, like don't let this happen to anybody else, basically like tell the world that this is happening. Those poor horses must have been terrified. And her dad was like the one thing keeping her grounded, and now he's gone, and her mom's gone, and now she's just loose with all these powers, basically, and is very angry, as you would be. Nobody is safe, man. Oh, what? She can launch fireballs now? That's so cool and terrifying. She's definitely getting stronger. Oh, and having the bullets not even like touch her, just ricochet off. Crazy. Or her exploding them before they reach her. I'm very worried to see the number of stuntmen listed and the men on fire. Oh my gosh. There's a fireball for each of you. See you later. Bye. Oh. And now she's able to control like the direction of fire as well. It's not just like everything's on fire. She's like just here or just there and the fireballs. It's gonna be a massacre. She's like, you should have just left us alone. You should just left me and my dad alone. Oh my god! Cheese and rice. Saving the big explosions. Oh my gosh. I'm very curious how they filmed this and like if they had one shot, basically like one barn, you know, to get everything in. And the fact that she's so like very calm about it as well, just like very in control and she doesn't seem scared. Like, you knew what was gonna happen. You've seen it like 100 times by now. Oh, right in the tree. Oh my god. Fireball with some height to it. It's just like, no, you're not. Oh, helicopter explosion. Cheese and rice. I guess in a movie named Firestarter, there'd be a lot of fires, which they've definitely lived up to their quota, that's for sure. Just burn the whole house down. Yeah, see you later. She's like, just like my dad told me, burn it all down. I love these fireballs. They're terrifying. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm very curious. Did they use miniatures or did they actually burn a set to the ground? Comment below and let me know.
For you, Daddy.
My heart. She just loved her dad so much. And now she's just going back to these guys. Oh no. They said they always wanted a little girl. Oh my gosh.
You'll be safe now, Charlie.
She's gonna tell the world. Yeah, just like her dad said.
Yeah, Daddy.
So that was my first time watching the 1984 Stephen King adaptation of Firestarter. I haven't read the book, so yeah, comment below. Is it similar to the book? I know there's a new version out. There's a new remake, which I haven't seen, and I'd be very curious to see how this relates. Remakes are rarely as good as the original, and especially given the huge time jump from when the original versus the remake came out. I was putting off watching the remake until I watched the original. I didn't want the remake to ruin my first impressions, and like I said, remakes are not usually as good as the first, so yeah, I'm a little bit cautious going into that. I think this is the third or fourth Stephen King movie that I've seen that features a child actor and having a main character, you know, be a child or maybe like a preteen even. I thought Drew Barrymore's performance was great in this, especially given there was a lot of emotional scenes. You know, she was crying, she was upset a lot, and she had to be really focused for those scenes, you know, when she's setting stuff on fire, and I thought she did a great job. I don't know how old she was when she filmed this. I know she was in E.T. as well and other films as a child actor, but I thought she was great, and like I said, I feel like a child actor could make or break it, but I really enjoyed her performance. Martin Sheen was in this again as the bad guy, and he played a bad guy in The Dead Zone, another Stephen King adaptation. You can check out that reaction video on my channel as well, and he seemed to be always involved in politics and or some kind of like secret government thing, as they had this shop basically that was going after, it sounded like they were going after every everybody with powers. We don't know how many other people were out there, but they obviously were very interested in getting Charlie and her dad, and they were trying to turn Charlie into this weapon. They wanted to use Charlie's powers for their own personal benefits, whatever goals they had in mind, whether world domination plans that they had, and they were terrified that if they didn't get her, then basically Charlie would do this on her own and they would have no control over it. And obviously, as we learn about Charlie's character, she doesn't want to hurt people. It's the very opposite. She knows she has very limited control at the start of the film and doesn't want to hurt people. And that scene at the airport, I thought maybe she had accidentally set her mom on fire, and then we find out it's the shop that in fact killed her. But obviously towards the end of the movie, her powers get stronger and stronger and she learns to control it. And of course, just as she's learning to control her powers, her dad gives her permission basically and says, like, let loose, like, show people what they need to see, tell the world, like, burn it all down basically. She's like, don't let this happen to anybody else. You know, he gives her permission because she's obviously very conflicted in this, that she has this power which can get them out of situations, but it also is a power that hurts people and causes destruction. There's this internal struggle with young Charlie about how, should I use my powers? Is it okay? You know, is it self-defense? Like, what does that look like? And unfortunately, when we see her dad is killed, that she's just does all these things for him. And, you know, she has those little off-camera moments where she, like, says, this is for you, Dad. And she just has this newfound purpose basically to be this ambassador for, you know, people with powers and stuff like that, and going to the New York Times and telling her story, and just the rampage that she went on the end. It definitely reminded me of Carrie, which is obviously another Stephen King novel, where we see a girl with telekinetic powers just let loose. It wasn't on a gym auditorium, it was on a, you know, barn and the shop and everybody there basically. I'm very curious and very worried also to find out how they filmed that scene, especially given the time this came out. I know there was a lot of practical effects that were used in the 80s and some more dangerous than others. So yeah, I'm terrified to find out what happened, if people were hurt, those fireballs, how they did that. I can't imagine any CGI would have been involved, and if it was all practically done, how that was happening, especially with a child actor being so close nearby. And for the scenes, you know, where they've got the barn burning down and the house burning down, whether those were miniatures, whether they actually built a set to destroy it. I know sometimes that's cheaper if it's possible, if they don't need to film there again. Obviously they would have one shot to get this in, and then that would be the end of it. But yeah, they definitely saved a lot of the big stuff for the end, and the helicopter exploding, and like, how did they do that? And, you know, the car going off into the river, and just all of these big things, you know, this big finale of just Charlie's powers being unleashed. I'm glad Charlie seems to have a little bit more control over her powers, even if it is she needs a water source nearby to literally like put out the flames, or to tell it to, you know, go away, and she has somewhere to put that energy that's not going to start on fire. You know, the worst that can happen is the water starts to boil basically, but she has that safe place to put it, so like she said, it's not going back into her and it's not burning something else. But yeah, she's got those fireballs, and then even the directional lines of fire in the grass. It wasn't just the whole, you know, yard's on fire. It was very intentional and very strategic, and okay, I'm setting my mind on this task and I'm going to accomplish it, and that's setting people on fire basically. I don't even know what the body count would have been in this movie. That end scene must have been like 40 or 50 people. I know there's the remake. I don't know if there are sequels or anything like that. Comment below and let me know. And I like that they ended it as heartbreaking as it was, obviously, to watch Charlie lose her dad, and we find out she lost her mom a year earlier, and just being so young, and her and her dad being so close, and having them be separated for that last bit of their, you know, relationship and part of each other's lives, and then having him be killed off just as they're reunited basically. And it was nice to see her reunited with that family who said they'd always wanted a daughter, and they obviously know what she can do, and they didn't seem to turn her in. I think they were a little bit scared initially, and now that she's shown up without her dad, I feel like they figured out, you know, something happened and she's on her own now. And I didn't know where she was gonna go after this. I was like, is it just gonna be her wandering down the street aimlessly? Like, who's gonna pick her up? Like, what's that gonna look like? So I'm glad she had somewhat of a happy ending, as horrible as it was, that she has this, you know, other family that can help her and that she trusts, because obviously every other adult other than her dad in her life, you know, was trying trying to exploit her powers and take advantage of her and lying to her. The only effect, again, I'm not even sure how they did it, but having those bullets like explode basically, like nothing was hitting Charlie, that looked a little bit dated if I'm going to nitpick at it, but again, it didn't take me out of the experience. It didn't ruin it for me, especially considering this movie, you know, was over 30 years old, and the advances in cinematography and special effects and everything like that have come so far since the 80s. The fireballs still look terrifying, especially if they were real. But comment below if you know how they did those like bullet special effects, anything like that. Just terrifying, and I'm hoping nobody was actually hurt, but it seems like a very dangerous set to be on. And I love that they made Charlie's character in depth, especially since she is playing a little girl. It could have easily been, you know, very one-sided and just a girl with powers, but they made her, you know, have this internal struggle, and she's trying to be responsible with her powers, and she's even telling her dad, like, I don't want to hurt people, I don't want to do this, like, I'm never going to start another fire again. And she can see how this is affecting people and her, you know, conflict with using her powers and not using her powers. And obviously we see her character arc go from, you know, the beginning of being very cautious and, you know, fire starting accidentally when she just kind of gets upset or sees somebody she doesn't like, and then towards the end of the film it's very much taken to the extreme where she's just gone, you know, completely off and is setting everything on fire and has just gone full revenge. I feel like now that that is done, I hope she's gone back to, you know, the character we saw at the beginning and kind of keeping her powers a little bit more self-contained. I feel like if the situation came up again, she would 100% use them to defend herself, but obviously after just losing her dad, she went out on this spree, and him saying, you know, burn it all down, she's like, I'll do it for you, dad, and just burns everything to the ground. I hope if her story continues, it doesn't go on like a dark path. Like, to me, it kind of felt like an X-Men origin story of how, you know, we find out this girl with powers loses both of her parents, and then is she gonna turn bad? And we definitely see, you know, that end scene where she's left, right, center, nobody's safe, she's killing everybody, and then I feel like she brought it back in when she meets up with that other family. And I like that they kept it subtle when we saw Andy using his powers. You know, he grabbed the side of his head and was really focused, and then even when we have Charlie using her powers, we have the wind machine, which might seem a little cheesy, but I think it was a good way to represent, okay, now she's, you know, in Firestarter mode, this is what she's doing. I think even if they would have had special effects, I hope they wouldn't have added any, because I think this just, we understand what's happening without any of that added stuff. I'm terrified to think what would have happened if that John character would have lived and he would have taken Charlie. I feel like that would have been a very dark movie, and I'm terrified to think of where that would have gone. And just the concept of the fact that they took Charlie and were training her to use her powers and kind of building her up to be this monster, whether she knew it or not, as to somehow, you know, when she's older, use these powers for things that they wanted to happen. They're like, oh, we have this enemy that we want to take out, you're gonna go and set him on fire. And they would have used her in that sense and built her up to be a weapon, but then also punished her for it. And it's like, you've created the monster and now you're upset that you've got a monster on your hands. And especially with such a young character, like, she's obviously going to believe you and she trusts you, and, you know, she tells John about her plans to meet her dad. You're like, no. It's just so heartbreaking to watch because you know it's a trap, but she's just so young and innocent. You're like, oh, please don't do it. And this concept of the shop, the secret government agency, you know, is going after them and using them for weapons was just terrifying. And I'd be very curious to read the book and see what the similarities are, if there are huge differences between the book and the movie. I know Stephen King usually writes really in-depth characters and gives them such a rich backstory, and I always wonder how the authors feel about the movies once they've come up. It said he didn't write the screenplay. There was another name listed for the screenplay, and I know he's written a few of the screenplay adaptations for his own books, so yeah, I'd be very curious to see what he thinks about this. And I like that it was the whole family had powers. We've seen a lot of movies, you know, with telekinesis, but I think this is the first one I've seen where the whole family has some sort of special ability, and the fact that we learned the backstory of how they got it, you know, from these experiments with Lot 6, and it wasn't just, you know, either off camera or never talked about. They did tell you what happened to them. And like I said, you know, in Carrie, she has these powers, and we've seen, you know, little kids in horror movies with Stephen King as well, with It and Silver Bullet, but it's just them that are the focus of the story. And this, it really felt like a father-daughter story and their bond and how they're trying to go against these bad guys and get away. And even the dad was like, let's just get out of here. He had no intention intention of, you know, causing all this destruction. He just wanted to leave. He's like, we're stuck here. I don't want to be here. I want to get out of here. It's only once, you know, he's dying, basically. He's like, Charlie, this is all on you now. Like, there's no one left. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I finally watched it. I thought Drew Barrymore's performance was great. I love this story of this little girl who has these powers, but is also, you know, conflicted about them and has this struggle of, should I use them? Should I not use them? And when is it okay to use them? And even at that last scene at the barn, we see her free the horses. She's like, I don't want to hurt these guys. I only want to hurt the people coming after me. And the fact that she still has that little bit of innocence to her, even though she's, you know, destroying everything, she still has that compassion towards animals and people who aren't hurting her. It's just everybody who's coming after her. She's like, forget this. We're done. I lost count of the men on fire in this. There was so many. I comment below how many stunt people were used. Like I said, did anybody actually get hurt? I'm very worried to find out. It definitely had a slower pace for a film, but I still found it was enjoyable. And I know Stephen King usually writes fairly lengthy novels, so I feel like that might have been why it's a longer film as well. Like I said, I haven't read the book, but yeah, usually based on a book, there's a lot to go off of as well, especially one that's really well written. I didn't recognize the actor playing her dad, but Martin Sheen was in this. Heather Locklear was in this for a few scenes as Vicky, Charlie's mom. I really enjoyed it, and I've definitely seen other telekinetic movies and telekinetic powers, but I liked this adaptation of it, and I think this is the first one I've seen with a character that's so young. And like they even said, when she was a baby, she was probably setting herself on fire and had no idea. And the fact that we even had, you know, this character change for Charlie over the course of the film, and she kind of comes to realize, okay, it's okay to use my powers, and she kind of self-accepts that and uses it, you know, in very specific ways. But I feel like that was a big part of her struggle. If there are sequels, comment below if you think I should watch them. But overall, I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. He can make you do what he wants with his eye contact? I don't think that's distilled water. Something's going on. Not going well. There's a lot of burnt toast, I imagine. The chicken's water is boiling. He's hoping the eye patch will make him more, like, relatable, and that she'll trust him more now that he looks like a pirate. You are holding her against her will and using her for experiments. He's like, let me just do a quick test of my powers here and change channels.